Okay, so I had this all recorded and then something happened. So this is going to be a little bit more quick, an overview of what we talked about in class today. So first of all, thinking about the end of term schedule, one thing to pay attention to timeline wise. This is week 13, our last class together perhaps, to this week at least. Week 14, you can find this calendar, remember, on Blackboard. I'm just looking here at May. Yeah, the overall timeline was to encourage you to get part 1 of your book done this week, then move on to part 2, and I'll show you some of those things quickly about how you transition and things. Part 3, kind of getting that done. We just broke our book up into 3 sections. This last Thursday of class, if you're in that section, that's our last day that we meet. If you're in the Monday, Wednesday, Friday one, we'll meet on Monday as well, and Friday. But whatever it is, that last class of that week, we'll probably talk about how do we export and combine and all of that, and build everything, make a composite. Okay, so just thinking about that, the plan is to be able to push play and watch what you've made that last day of class, whenever that finals time is scheduled. I'm giving you an overall due date for the entire book on that Tuesday, the 11th, by 11:59. I think that would be easiest, just getting that finished, so that we can watch it on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, so keep that in mind. Flipping over here to this other screen, hopefully this is working this time. But we're in week 13. I'm going to do a little bit of intro into assignment 7. Next week will be work time as well. Meeting with me with storyboards, just kind of working, getting things moving along. Okay. Then also next Wednesday is every year, other than last year, we have a portfolio show, review show for multimedia and graphic design students. Just a portfolio show. So if you would like to attend, do. Just at the RSVP, kind of to explore that would be great. All right, so that's next Wednesday evening. You don't come in for 3 hours, you come in for an hour or 10 minutes, whatever. Okay. Then week 15, we have work time. Like I said, that last end of class that week, we'll look at compiling and exporting. I might touch base on it just unintentionally today, but that's the plan. And then week 16, we may meet on Monday. That should say the 11th. Ready to go. Project 7 by 11:59 p.m. Oops. Okay. That's the plan. And then we watch them on Wednesday and Thursday. It's kind of a nice wrap up. Okay. So that's kind of the monthly, weekly calendar as we're kind of transitioning, preparing for the end of the term. Okay. So you can find that, you know that, nothing new. If I go into week 13 and 14, you'll see here that our final project, what you're going to be doing, sending me things, and schedule a time with me just to check in. That's the plan. Okay. I have rubrics to show you as you're looking into them. Yeah. So that's something to be aware of too. What should you turn in? And the big things I want you to pay attention to that you would need to turn in are don't forget about storyboards and or script, but storyboards, and the different structures of what you need to turn in. Okay, even for your video, but that's the biggest thing is what you're missing: the tutorials and perhaps the storyboards. Okay, so don't forget about turning those things in. All right, so let's look at assignment 7 now. And assignment 7 is we're kind of building our entire book. We're going to get into the movie. Push play on this video that you make. You're going to do the movie, then you're going to do the animation of the book, and then you're going to do credits. Right? So we're building this structure. So if you need to, when you get to that point of part 1, section 1 done, you move on to section 2. And then when you get that one done, export it, go move on to section 3, etc. Okay? So that's what we are making. building upon the work you completed in assignment 6. So I'm going to switch over here to the screen. This is the PDF. If you don't see it, you can just look for the PDF and go from there. Hopefully you do. For some reason the camera wasn't working. So you're going to then work on different sections. Like I said, as you get a section done, move on to the next section of animation. When all of that is done, you're going to have, once your movie is complete, or sorry, what you're going to include. So final project requirements. You're going to complete the animation that contains this movie, that contains the intro movie that you've done for assignment 5. You're going to do the animation, different sections, and then you're going to close with some credits. Thinking about how do you transition between these particular things, for example, the intro movie, one of the things you needed to include was the actual book cover. So if you think about the end of your intro movie showing the book cover, and then you transition into the animated version of the book cover, then you can get into the animation of the book, if that makes sense. So kind of thinking about how do you transition from these chunks. Yes, how do you transition from page to page? How do you transition of animation? How do you transition from part of your book to one section of your book to the next section of the book, right? So that's part of it, those transitions. But bigger picture, how do you transition from the movie to the animation to the credits to the end, right? So thinking about those. Okay. Then the credits are going to include what you see here: title, author, illustrator, roles, music, artist credit, as you can. Give credit where credit is due for anything. Then what you see here in italics is you need to include, because we don't want it to be challenged by the author or the musician or the music, the artist, whatever. Be challenged when you haven't given that credit. So we want to give, we're not owning up to it, we're just saying this is where students were doing this educational purposes. Okay, so you'll have to include those, and I will revisit this. I'm just recording it for you because if you miss class, you'll know it. Okay, all right. So some things I'm looking for the project itself. What the final that we watch. How's your scans quality, your sound quality, your video and editing quality. Overall, not video as in the trailer, but the overall video quality. How is the design quality? How is the animation and quality? And then how is does it build the experience? How's the creativity factors with that? Okay. So what you will do, turn in storyboards as they go, scan them in, take pictures of them, turn them in. When you get to that point, you will submit multiple things to Dropbox, or actually Google Drive. You will give me an MOV and an M4V. Then on YouTube, you'll upload it and give me that link. Think about the cover page from the previous project that we did, AO3, where you actually worked and did the YouTube thumbnail, the Facebook event, and then the Spark page, right? So using those, put that into the cover page. Then you're going to upload your update and update your Spark page. Kind of make it interesting. That's a really simple website build. And email me that as well. So you're going to email me things, you're going to put things on Drive. And then we'll share them. The presentation is we just watch them. So that's that last day of class. But like I said, with the calendar, the plan was to be that last Tuesday of week 16. So just really quickly, hopefully this transitions again. The 11th. That's the plan. Okay, so that's what I want you to capture. Look at the next one for what some things to be remembering are.